Woohoo, girls! You're away! Hello guys, g'day and welcome back to the channel. It's raining and it's not supposed to be, and that's sort of upset today's plans a lot. See, today's Tuesday and we're scanning on Thursday, pregnancy scanning all the ewes, apart from the ones we did the other day. So they've been on swedes. I mean, it's been wet. They needed to come off anyway. Yes, Steel is doing her business there. Yeah, and they were going to be coming off today anyway because of the weather. But, well, yeah, no, they were. But they're coming off today because of scanning. So, Swedes have a lot of water in them, and I mean a lot. Sheep will not drink from a trough when they're on Swedes because they're eating sort of 1.5 kilos of Swedes a day in dry matter. To do that, they're getting about 13.5 litres of water a day. So that's a lot. The flip side of that is that when the scanner man is trying to scan the sheep, if there's a lot of water in the system, it makes it really hard to for him to see. So they've got to be 48 hours off Swedes and 18 to 24 hours off feed for him to be scanning them. So we're going to put them on grass because grass doesn't have quite the amount of water in it, and it's a bit more digestible, so it goes through them a bit faster, and the scanner man can see. Problem is, I was up in Wellington yesterday for Fed Farm stuff, and yeah, the plan was to come back today and give these ewes an iodine jab. Injection in the side of the neck with long-acting iodine, like we did with that last lot. But you can't jab woolly, wet sheep, and they are woolly and they are wet, because what happens is when the needle goes in, it's got to go through the wool and it gets all yeah, it's not very clean. So this afternoon it's supposed to clear up. There's a mob of 580 here and there's 730 on the other side. If we can this afternoon, we'll try and get the 730 done, and then tomorrow we might try and get this mob and the Tudus done. The Tudus we could go this afternoon because they've got a lot less wool on them, but we'll see how that goes. I'd like to get the big mob done first, but anyway, we'll get to it. There we go, a bit more grass that side of the fence than there is over here. So they still need fed today, these girls. They are the lighter ewes, we don't want to put too much pressure on them. Yeah, so there we go. Should be happy there for a day. Sorry if the audio is not quite so good today. I've got the GoPro mod. What do they call the oh, whatever it's called. Anyway, it's got the microphone and stuff on it. It's not waterproof, so we're on the basic little microphone under the camera there today. Yeah, and here comes the other mob, just coming up the hill. There's, like I said, 720 or 730 there. So they've actually had a fair whack of that paddock. There's one little break left there, probably 2, maybe 3 days. Then they got the other side of it, and then there's the next paddock back. They're probably going to have 10, or we'll say 8 to 12 days in there. We'll work on 4-day breaks. 8 to 12 days in that next paddock down where the hoggets are, because the hoggets are going to come on that other side hopefully today. We'll see. Yeah, and that should balance that out about right for the hoggets to get out of the road for whatever's going to be spread out, where they've got to come out to get to their spring block. Yeah, and then there's the other 2 paddocks of crop. That there'll be a bit of balancing at the end, make it all work out. But it should work out. Well guys, we're back. It's the next day and I didn't bring my camera with me to do the cattle or the hoggets, and we didn't get any jabbing done because it stayed pretty wet. And as you can see today, we've only got till lunchtime because we've got other stuff on this afternoon. I don't really hold a lot of hope. So what we're going to do there, I don't know. We're either going to have to, I don't think doing it tomorrow while we scan's an option. Maybe if I could organise someone else at short notice it could work, but I don't think I'll be able to. So I'm sort of thinking now that we'll have to hold off until after scanning and do them, just do a mob a day, pick a fine day, with the exception of kids sport. Doesn't really matter what else is on, just have to cancel it and do this instead, because we've only really got another maybe 10 days where there's any point in doing it. Yeah, should really have been done at the start of June, but it was way too wet then, and we don't want to do it before mating, because that will lift the scanning percentage even higher, because iodine can have that effect. Yeah, got some new gloves, they're actually really warm. Yeah, so just a frustration really, because of wet weather and lots of other obligations, but is what it is. So we will get something done at some point. I've got the option to, well, I do but I don't. We could drench them with it, but I'm not drenching adult sheep. It's just too painful. And the other option is we could spray it on the grass, and then sort of in the corner of a paddock, and then hold them in that corner for half an hour, and they eat that grass and they get a good intake that way. But I don't have a sprayer, so yeah. Anyway, we'll get some sheep in the yards. Alright, we'll just put steel over that way, bring them back because we want them to come down around there. Just give them time. I don't actually know, guys, just how happy I am with how these ewes look. They seem to look sort of light enough. Whether it's to do with the bellying, the way we belly them a bit differently, or whether they actually are, I don't know. We'll find out maybe later on today or tomorrow when we actually have them in the shed and put a hand over them. But yeah, they just don't look as good as they should. Sorry, that's really blurry and this camera seems to be playing up. Is that a little bit better? I think so. Yeah, they just seem a bit off. I don't know why. Right, still out. Still out. Yeah, I just can't quite put my finger on it. Come on, girls. There you go. Maybe it's just because there are a few mud bags on them from the start of June. I'm not sure. That was really wet. But yeah. Well, we're getting taunted now, guys. We've got a rainbow. We've got sun. Where are we? There. We've got sun up there and a little bit of blue sky. But it is actually still spitting. So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic we may get at least some sheep jabbed today. But they are on their way into the yards, this mob anyway. Probably won't get this mob done, it may be the other two. But just because of the order, these will go out the front, another mob will go into that pen, another mob into here. The ones that are in here we can get on the top side of the yards if we need to be able to jab them. But they are currently just on the other side of that tube of baleage and below it in the next paddock down. So yeah, 18 to 24 hours is what they say, off feed before scanning. The guy's going to be here at 6:30 in the morning for a 7 o'clock start. These girls are on the move at 8, so they'll be 23 hours. Obviously the other two mobs are going to come in next, so they'll be a full 24 and a little bit maybe. And hopefully by, thinking maybe 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1:30, they might be finished, because there's only, oh, there might still be 2,000 to do, I suppose. I'll get an accurate tally. I think there might be 2,000 to do, because there's 250 odd in that other mob, 240 odd. And I thought we'd start with about 2280, but it's written down somewhere, I just can't remember. We'll find out tomorrow what we've got. There's been an awful lot of seagulls living in this exact spot for quite some time. I hope they are not destroying that. They might be. These girls are about to find the road. Oh crap. Well, that was almost the stuff up. Get that one shut. Nice big wide gates my uncle makes. There we go. Still out. Right. Sorry, you're right. Right. Yeah, they think they're going back on swedes. There we go, girls. Well, at least we got one thing right, guys. My light mob and my main mob are about on par, I reckon. These girls aren't looking too bad. Come on, keep going down the road. Hey! 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 Still out. Did you want to go and check those in the holding paddock and I'll get the next mob on the road? Toodles. Still, walk up. Still. And a few terminal U's that, well, I didn't really want to put in here, but there's like 70 of them, or maybe even a few less, and they were just going to be a pain mob on their own. Couldn't really face putting a mob of 70 sheep on Swedes in their own separate group because they just get fed way too well. It just never works. So thought, oh well, it's only like a little over 10% of the titters. They can just run with them. But how wet is this still? Yeah, ridiculous. Ridiculous. It was dry just a few days ago, and then one little rain event and it's all turned to crap again. Rush air. Right, so there we go. Hopefully about 2040, 2050 sheep in the yards. No, it won't be quite that many. 20, 30 hopefully. Yeah, we are going to go have a coffee, and after that, if that yellow thing has decided to come out or it hasn't rained again, those sheep over there for the most part are quite short in the wool, and they will get dry enough to jab reasonably quickly. So yeah, if that happens, have a coffee and then we'll get to doing them, and then at least that's one mob done and out of the road. And then there's these 2 mobs still to go. When we get them done, I don't know, but well, it'll have to be soon. Righto guys, that is that mob, the terminal use and Turus, done. Sorry, this camera's acting really funny. Yeah, I just want to show you something. This job is incredibly frustrating and I won't be doing it next year. Now, you might wonder why. We're going to find a different way. There just has to be a better way. This stuff has been warmed up. Now watch this. Watch the gun. See how long it took to fill up? Now you guys have seen me jabbing before, going down the race. I'm normally pretty quick, try to get a sheep every second or two. I'm waiting 4, 5, 6 seconds for that gun to fill back up. The sheep in front of me are getting all more anxious and moving around a whole lot, and then it just winds up being an absolute nightmare. So we are going to have to find a better way. I now remember why this job never gets done on time, because it's a job that I just dread. I was going to do the 520 or 550 or 580 this afternoon on my own, but I've decided no, bugger that, Friday's another day. My wife's going to be here to help me. So I must have changed the setting on this somewhere. And she's got a underway that works. So yeah, we're going to do it then, because it's just a whole lot easier. 2 people, a bit of fun, but also the underway and just not having to go up and back, just being able to go up and it can go behind you. But anyway, these girls are done. That's one job ticked off the list. We'll get scanning done tomorrow. I'll see you then. Yeah. No, the long pin and outside, please. Yep. Hey? Oh, there's a couple of turtles in there. Right, that's the last of the next day's use done. And these yards are a mess. There we go, all done. So not a bad result, but not the best. The mixed age ewes did really well. They averaged, I think he said 198 or 199, which is pretty good, because if they average 200 on a mob, I flatly refuse to pay them. But the two tooths did 169, which is a wee bit disappointing. That's this mob here. I was hoping for better than that. They've actually done alright, except that there's 44 draws in there. If 30 of those, or 29 or 30, had been in lamb, it would have been quite a good scanning for our two tooths. But for whatever reason, we've just got quite a high dry rate. So we're going to go have some lunch. We've got the two tooth triplets and dries in there. Now they were depidined yesterday. Yeah, there's 44 sheep there, I didn't have to give that to, but that's alright. And then we've got these dries, sorry, triplets and a few dries. We're going to draft the dries out, then we're going to jab the triplet ewes out of here, just so that it's done. They're not really that sensitive yet, but they do become quite sensitive to spending too much time off feed. So we'll get them out today, and then they don't have to be brought back in again until, well, pre-lamb, which is going to be a delicate thing to do, but we'll get it done. Yeah, and then tomorrow, these ones and those ones out the back are getting their depidine. They're not staying where they are. Nothing's staying where it is right now. We might get these back on crop this afternoon. We'll just see how that goes. If not, we'll get them back to the paddock beforehand so they can go on first thing tomorrow morning. Yeah, right, lunchtime. Righto guys, let's get into it. Well, there we go. All of the triplets have now had their depidine shot, and so have all the tutus yesterday. Some of the tutus are triplets, yes, that's true. We're just going to draft the dries out of the tutus and terminal triplets now. And then they're all one mob, and then upstairs they'll go. And I'm going to sort some stuff out. Get mobs to somewhere that there's feed. Yeah. And there they go. As you can see, they're not all two-tooths. The woollier ones are mixed age ewes, but actually a fair whack of them are. I had a wee look through though, and I was kind of hoping that a lot of the dries were terminal ewes, but I think there's 2 of them. So that means there are 42 dry two-tooths, which out of 620 is a lot. 630. Can't remember. We started with 641 last year, but we lost those 10 because of that mineral deficiency, which we've been through. Really annoyed me, but it is what it is. Yeah. Maybe we do still have 630. 627 rings a bell for some reason. Anyway, it's still a lot of dries. So I got a mate's telling me I need to put the ram back out with them now. That will be lambing in December. That will be finishing lambing. If we pulled the ram out start of August, basically Christmas Day. I don't really want to be lambing sheep on Christmas Eve. But it could be, say 25 getting lamb. It could be 30, 40, 35 to 40 more lambs, which is hopefully 3.5 to 4 grand. I'm going to think about it until tomorrow. I've got to have it worked out by tomorrow, because tomorrow everything's going to be back where it belongs. Yeah, but I'll think about it. First mob, biggest mob, they're away. Just going to that paddock where they're going through right now for the night. Whilst we pick a grass up there. Mob number 2. Also getting jabbed tomorrow. All out the gate. And mob number 4, triplets. They are just heading out there for the night, but tomorrow we'll get them out the back onto some serious grass. And then after we've done this job tomorrow, jabbing these females to use, we might try and not have any sheep in the yards again till, well, early August, 5-6 weeks. Because what a mess. Unreal. Happens every year though, we should expect it by now. What was I going to say? These girls, trying to decide whether or not we're going to invest, or say invest, it's not invest, whether we're going to buy them sheep nuts to feed them. They're not in bad nick, most of them, and most of them don't need them. And I'm not running 2 mobs, but I think what we might do is we might give them, I don't know, a couple of weeks on grass, and if in a couple of weeks I'm a bit concerned about, say, 30% of the mob, because we will put the light ones on their own at lambing, so they're not having to compete with great big fat ones. But yeah, 2-3 weeks we'll have a look, and yeah, we'll decide then whether we want to go and spend probably a couple of $1,000, it sounds a lot, on sheep nuts to probably result in only getting maybe 10 more lambs, which, well, at $2,000 we might turn that into $1,200. I don't mean on top of that, I mean, yeah, we'll lose $800, but we might have some fatter sheep, which yeah, the effects of that do follow on. Mostly upside down rainbow. Yeah. They always had to drill holes in these years ago to stop them from freezing. Well, no, they still froze. Stop them from cracking when they froze. Well, we carried on a bit further, and the tudus are now back on the right side of the road. Got to go down to that dirty paddock and then up to their crop paddock, but that can wait till tomorrow. I think we might call it there, guys. So all in all, not a bad result. not the result we were hoping for with these tudus. 42 draws out of the tudus is a lot, but still actually sort of, yeah, in the scheme of things, we did all right. So now the focus is we have 4,179 lambs, I think it is, inside those ewes. And now our focus is on trying to keep as many of those lambs inside those ewes alive as possible. Obviously a big part of that's keeping the ewes alive. Yeah, but hopefully like 3,300, 3,400 would be a really awesome number if we could tail that many out of this many ewes. 22-21, yeah, so that's my, I know what my mating tally is now, because I know what we have and I know how many have died since then, and the number is 2. And then I know how many the shearers, the crutches took out with bad udders, and that is, well, they took out 10, I put 3 back in, so 7, so that's 9, that's 22.30. If I can remember anything else, I'll let you know. Yeah, so 22.30 is our number to the ram. We've got to work off that. So yeah, 3.4, 3.5 out of that would be pretty cool. Don't know what percentage that'll be, but what we're going to be aiming for. Righto guys, we'll catch you next time.